So some final remarks that I wanted to share is that I hope that we all understand that I believe that these federal budget cuts are going to be a net negative and that we will not find the trillion plus dollars of wasteful spending, even though Doge found so far 1.9 billion misplaced by the Biden administration. Now, whatever that means more specifically, I would have to read about, but still, that $1.9 billion is nowhere near enough money that they are claiming to want to cancel, to cut back on. So, I am not convinced that this policy proposal, which is titled H House, let's see, Resolution 14. Concurrent resolution on the budget for fiscal year 25. I believe that this concurrent resolution should be voted on no because of these disastrous cuts to various aspects of our country, including but not limited to healthcare, financial research, um, even to defense. If you even to the VA, there have been VA cuts, even to scientific research, like SAMHSA does research and also covers mental health services, substance use, homelessness, recidivism. All of that is going to get worse under this $880 billion budget cut over the next 10 years for several reasons, mainly because it doesn't even give us a plan to transition people off of this federal system. So they're going to go from, in my opinion, from Medicaid or from Medicare or from Social Security to nothing. Most likely. That is the case for most of them, the generalization or the rule, not to the exception or the minority who may end up getting a better job, whose lives may improve over the span of a decade due to their own hard work, or who may be at that cusp where they are about to largely benefit from receiving these federal services to the point that they can then become self-sustaining through their job. If that is really what the Republicans want, then I recommend creating a better plan and one that's going to last longer than a decade. These problems that we are seeing here that have lasted for the last 50 years, like real wage stagnation, shrinking of the middle class as a share of the wealth within the country as the wealth goes toward the extreme upper end of the country, or any other long lasting problem, also like manufacturing being shipped over to other countries. I'm just going to take a guess that will most likely take 50 years to solve if it ever gets solved, because however long it took for a problem to continue to grow until we began to address that problem is how long it is going to take us to solve. So problems related to our national debt that has grown from, in part due to the deficit spending around, whether it's healthcare, endless wars in the Middle East that cost us over $10 trillion, or anything else that we've been spending a lot of money on and we are claiming to not receive the benefits from. It's not a quick fix. It's not something that even this budget is going to fix. It is not something that merely saying, let's copy and paste the fiscal year 24 to 25, and then let's cut $880 billion from healthcare. Let's cut hundreds of more billions of dollars Committee on Energy and Commerce. Here it is, $880 billion for the fiscal year of 25 to 2034. I believe that's just not going to work out. I believe that this is a disastrous plan. The House of Representatives will meet on May the 9th, which is this Friday, to vote I encourage that you spend some time, call your representatives. If you want to know how to find them, there is Find Your Representative. You can go to house.gov and enter in your zip code. Or what you can do is go to Directory of Representatives, search for the state that you are in. So if you are in, let's say, Maine District 1 or Maryland District 6, then you can find who your representative that they are and which committee that they work on. So you can even go to here to find, what's the name of it? Committee on Energy and Commerce. So you can see that members of the Committee of Energy and Commerce includes Gary Palmer, Doris Matsui, Kevin Mullen, Jay Obernort, Raul Ruiz, Nanette Barragan, Scott Peters, Diana DeGette, Gabe Evans, Neil Dunn, Kat Kamak, Darren Soto, Gus Bilirakis, Kathy Castor, Laurel Lee, Earl Carter, Rick Allen, Russ Fulcher, Robin Kelly, Janice Skakowski, Aaron Houchin, Mariannette Miller Meeks, Brett Guthrie, I believe he's the chair, Troy Carter, Lori Trahan, Jake Auchincloss, Debbie Dingle, John James, Frank Pallone, sorry about that mispronunciation, Thomas Keene, Robert Menendez, Yvette Clark, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Paul Tonko, Nicholas Langworthy, Richard Hudson, Julie Fedorchak, Greg Landsman, Robert Lara, Michael A. Ruley, Troy Balderson, Cliff Bentz, John Joyce, Russell Fry, Diana Hashbarger, Dan Crenshaw, Lizzie Fletcher, August Pfluger, Craig Goldman, Randy Weber, Mike Veazey, Jennifer McClellan, H. Griffith, Kim Schreier, and that's back up to the top. So I recommend that you contact all of them and your respective representatives, at a minimum your respective representatives, and also your senators. Find your senator. You can go to Find Your Senator, and you can see in a list, or you can filter by, let's see here. Oh, sorry, that's for Florida Senate, U.S. Senate. You can choose a state. So let's say that you are in Pennsylvania. Your two senators are John Fetterman and David McCormick. If you are in Florida, your two senators are Rick Scott and Ashley Moody, who are mine. And that is what you can do to take action to encourage keeping our federal funding for healthcare when it comes around to vote in the Senate. That will occur later depending on how the House votes. But the House will be voting May 9th, and I encourage you to do so. Thank you.